In 2004, a college student brought her prescription for a refill of her birth control pills to her Kmart pharmacy in Wisconsin. And the pharmacist refused to fill it because he felt he might suffer spiritual pain by letting her fill her contraceptive prescription. And not only that, but he wouldn't return her prescription. He basically crumpled it up and wouldn't give it back to her. So the student had to go back to her doctor, get a new script, and go to another pharmacy. But she missed a dose of her pill and had to start all over next month. The pharmacist really got a slap on the wrist, but really just a reprimand, nothing wrong, because this is legal. It's called a refusal statute or a conscience clause. Now, where this comes from is after Roe v. Wade, most states passed laws that protected medical professionals who would not perform abortion because of their personal values. And so this is, in effect, healthcare providers can generally refuse to perform certain services based on their religious beliefs, their personal beliefs, their values. So refusal statutes include other medical procedures. The laws differ from state to state, but some refusal statutes include, in Oregon, physician-assisted suicide is legal. Physicians can opt out of that. In vitro fertilization, a physician may choose not to provide that if they don't agree with in vitro. Pharmacists, as I said, can refuse to fill prescriptions if they don't personally believe in the use of contraception or in Plan B. And there's a case in Texas that a woman was not allowed to get her emergency contraception after she was raped. And there's other cases where doctors won't prescribe Viagra to unmarried men because they don't believe in sex outside of marriage, that they will choose not to assist in sterilization procedures if it's against their religion. So I have many questions for you about this because this is legal. Check what your state statutes are. Are there limits to the rights of refusal? Would this mean that, for instance, a Scientologist pharmacist could refuse to fill a prescription for antidepressants because Scientologists don't believe in antidepressants? So should healthcare workers refuse to participate in activities they find morally objectionable? Should they be required to refer patients elsewhere for the procedure? Because that's tough. If you don't believe in a procedure, would you actually recommend, oh, I won't do it, but go to Joe down the road? If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. So what should the requirement be there? At what point does a refusal statute constitute a medical neglect situation, or does it violate professional standards? So when does the healthcare provider's rights and beliefs interfere with the patient's rights and beliefs? So do people lose their right to act on their moral and religious beliefs when they enter healthcare? They shouldn't, but where is the line where their rights end and patients' rights begin? So how do you balance the respect for an individual's beliefs with the respect for another individual's desires? And this can't be framed only as personal freedoms or individual rights, because even if somebody has an objection to something, it doesn't only affect them. It's going to affect the other person's health because it interferes with the delivery of health services. So laws have real world effects on our bodies and our lives. So where do you stand?